Here's how you're going to become the best version of yourself in 6 months. So we're calling this 6 months of me. I've done this before and I'm telling you it changed my life. I'm going to share with you guys each of the monthly themes that I followed. I broke it down into 2-week increments so you never have to worry about what you should be focusing on. I'm going to give you guys all of my secrets right here. Start with month 1, realistic routines. We're doing this because this is like the foundation to becoming the best version of yourself, is developing healthy routines and habits. So part 1, the first 2 weeks, you're going to be focusing on your morning and nighttime routines. These are like the most fundamental routines that you need to establish in your life. Once you've got those down, you're going to start to establish your selfish Sunday routine. If you haven't heard me talk about this, it's the same thing as like a Sunday reset, where you literally take the entire day or as much of Sunday as you can to focus on yourself and set yourself up for success. These days for me have been transformational. Month 2, now that we have our routines down, we can focus on optimized organization. And I call this optimized organization because we're not just organizing our bedroom, our workspace, our living area, and our kitchen, but we're optimizing them. So we're setting intentions for what do we want these rooms to look like, to feel like, to inspire, and we're going to shape them and organize them in a way that will, for example, your workspace inspire creativity, your bedroom inspire relaxation, all that good stuff. Month 3, we're going to be talking about mindful meal planning and movement. The first 2 weeks is all about meal prepping. So I'm not in the position to tell anyone how to eat, what they should and shouldn't eat, but what I do know is that when you can prepare healthy meals in advance every single week, you're going to consistently eat better. So we're focusing on just getting into the routine of prepping healthy meals for the entire week. The second part of this month is about finding mindful movement methods that work for you. So a lot of times we can't stick to our exercise routines because we don't actually like them. So if you took 2 weeks to figure out what kind of movement you actually enjoy, you're so much more likely to stick to it. Follow along for part 2 because I will walk you guys through the last 3 months of 6 months of me.
I feel like you might need to hear this tonight. Life might not look the way it used to look right now. Things might have changed dramatically, maybe even slightly. And it might not look or feel the same. And that might be draining. And that might hurt because you don't understand and you don't know how to cope with the loss of the things that you used to have, but you have things now that are different. And you like them, but you're not really sure how to be happy because there's so much change that has surrounded you. I just want you to know that it's okay. You're moving through a period of your life that is ever changing, and it's bringing you to a new place, and that's not a bad thing. We fight change all the time, but just remember that this feeling of uncertainty in this middle ground is not forever.
It's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you, to keep you whole and healthy. That doesn't mean that you disregard everything and everyone, but you want to come with your cup full. You know, my cup runneth over.
Yeah.
What comes out of the cup is for y'all. What's in the cup is mine. But I got to keep my cup full. It has to be full.
I like that.
And so many of us think that, you know, we're going to get brownie points in heaven, like we're going to get to sit in the box seat section, if, you know, if we just give and give and give and give. Now, here's what the Course in Miracles says, which I love. The Course in Miracles says that when you give to others to the degree that you sacrifice yourself, you make the other person a thief. Because when you start sacrificing yourself for other people, you make them a thief because they're stealing from you what you need and they don't even know it.
Once you've had enough disappointment, sometimes your brain doesn't want to get disappointed, so it's a permanent problem. Please write down, no problem is permanent, only your soul is permanent. Every problem can be solved. The pandemics are not forever. Winter is never forever. War is not forever. Nothing's forever. Everything changes. Everything eventually ends and something new begins. That's part of life. Those are the seasons of life. But when you start believing the problem's permanent, it is, because it's self-fulfilling.
I was so broken as a human being, and I didn't know who I was anymore. I think that sometimes when we're in relationships, we make that person God, and that person is not God, okay? You have to learn that you will be just fine without them. And when you have that confidence and that strength and that security, you bring so much more to the table, you know? And whenever a person wants you to be clingy or insecure, something ain't right. That means they want you at your lowest self. They know that's a way to manipulate you. They know that's a way to, you know, just keep you where you at.
I mean, let's be honest. If they truly knew what you were up against right now, they would be wondering how you were still smiling, how you were still doing the things you're doing. That says a hell of a lot about you.
True growth is when you realize that not every situation needs a reaction. Sometimes you have to leave people to let them do the stuff they do.
Let me tell you something. You won't heal until you admit to yourself how much it really hurts. Yes, you were let down. You were disappointed. You need to admit that to yourself. And none of it was your fault. It was meant to teach you something, a lesson worth the hurt. And please just allow yourself as much time as you need to feel what you need to feel. Don't let what they did have any more power over you.
And if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this. Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
My 7-step morning routine that gave me the best year of my life in 2022. 1. Wake up between 5 and 5:30 and immediately drink 16 ounces of fluoride-free water. 2. Take essential Symbiotica supplements before consuming any food to increase absorption. 3. Journal for 15 minutes while using a happy light to reset my circadian rhythm. 4. Go to the gym for 45 to 60 minutes. 5. Shower, self-care, and skin routine. 6. Meditate for 10 to 20 minutes using specific guided meditations to manifest my dream life. 7. Dive into an hour of undistracted personal creative work. And this is...
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, you got to mean this, like you got to be desperate. This is no game, this. What's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? It's like, you meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.